Hi friends, I'm Penny Hunt and this is Penny Heart to Heart, day 14. Day 14 of these videos that I've come to you every day at 3 o'clock Mountain Time to chat with you and gather and talk about what's going on in our world and giving you tips and ideas of how to cope with things. Today is day 14. It's hard to believe we've been doing this for 2 weeks. Before I tell you what I want to talk about today, I just want to remind you the drawing for the book. I give a book away every week, so if you just put "I'd love your book" in the comment line, you will be in the drawing for this week's book, and I will get them mailed out as soon as I can get to the post office. We're in lockdown, it seems, for a while, so I can't guarantee you how soon I'll mail them, but they will get mailed. So today on day 14, in this Heart to Heart, I want to talk to you about something that I thought of today, and that is giving ourselves permission. I have given you a lot of tips and ideas, and one of the first things we started with was making a personal troubleshooting guide and listing things that we can do to keep ourselves happy and things that make us feel good and things that we can do during this time when we're at home, whether you're working at home or you're at home because your business has closed temporarily or whatever your circumstance is now. Many of us are home. And we've talked about schedules, we've talked about so many things and how to cope with the stress and the fear and all the emotions that are going on right now because of what's going on in our world and this virus that we are trying to temper in the world. But today I thought about how I keep reading all these things about all of this amazing things people are accomplishing and getting done and using this time for. And I think that's great. I myself am a person that needs to have a schedule. I need to feel like I'm being productive and doing things. And so it's hard for me just to have downtime and just not do much of anything. But the thought occurred to me today that we need to give ourselves permission for some of that downtime. We need to feel like it is okay if we aren't doing much of anything, if we are relaxing and rejuvenating our body and giving our mind and soul and heart time to rest. We don't get these pockets of time to do this very often. And so I think instead of feeling pressured that you have to be accomplishing, you have to be doing so much during this time, that you also give yourself permission to get off of that schedule for a while and give yourself permission to take a nap and take a walk and relax. Maybe watch a movie during the day, which is something that I never do and maybe many of us never take the time to do. But think of the things, again, going back to your personal troubleshooting guide, what kind of things did you put on there that make you feel good, that make you feel happy, that bring you joy? And many of those things maybe don't also make you feel like you're being productive, that you're accomplishing, like you're doing something. And that is okay. I think we have to write ourselves a permission slip. We have to give ourselves a pass to maybe take a day and say, I'm not doing anything today. It's going to be a pajama day, and maybe you're having a lot of those already. But just to relax and read a book or do something that's out of the ordinary, that is may feel like a total indulgence to yourself. Maybe you don't want to get out of bed and you want to lay in bed and read all day. I'm not promoting that for 2 months in a row, but I'm thinking we need to give ourselves permission to have days like that, to have moments like that. Because with all of this uncertainty swirling around us, the kids don't know when they may get to see their friends and be back in school again. Parents don't know when the kids are going to be back in school again. Many of us don't know when our workplaces will open again and when our work opportunities will be back to normal. And we wonder what back to normal means. What will it be like? I have a feeling things will be very different, and not all in a bad way when things open up and we are free to go back to school and work and all the things that we're used to. I think things might be very different. And I can't predict what that might look like, but I don't think it will be all bad. I think some of it will be good. So we don't get this kind of time very often. And I think when we're on the other side of this and we look back and we think, oh, I had all that time and I didn't even relax. I was so nervous and so uneasy and so uncertain and so afraid that I didn't let myself relax. I didn't let myself get the rest that this opportunity could have given me. And so what I'm encouraging you to do is think about what it will look like on the other side, and when you look back, how you spent your time. And be grateful for this time and how you spent it. So if you put yourself in the future and then look back and try to see what you wanted that to look like, how you will feel when it's all over and you look back and how you spent your time, and did you allow your body and your mind time to rest and rejuvenate? Or maybe you really did want to work and accomplish a ton of stuff and never take a minute to rest. When you look back at that, will you be pleased with that? I think it is so important to give ourselves permission for this to look like whatever it needs to look like for you. That it's different for all of us. Some of us desperately needed a time of rest and a respite from our busy life and our busy world. Two days ago, I was not feeling good. I was physically, emotionally, mentally exhausted. And it wasn't from doing so much physical work. I think it was just from the energy of what's going on. And I was feeling overwhelmed. I wasn't sleeping well. And I was feeling tired. And I needed to give myself permission to go to bed early, sleep 10 hours, to just not do anything, and let my body have that time and that space to rejuvenate and to rest. So that is what I wanted to bring to you today. I wanted to give you permission to give yourself permission to rest and relax and rejuvenate, and go back and pull out that troubleshooting guide. If you haven't written it yet, go back and watch the video. I tell you exactly how to do it, and to make lists of things that bring you joy, that bring you energy, that make you feel good, and give yourself permission to do those things. The other piece of this is if you are at home with a family member or a whole family, if you're there with your spouse and you're not used to being home 24 hours a day, and most families are not used to being home 24 hours a day together because of school and work bring us apart, give others permission to have days like this. Because if you are the parent in charge of now homeschooling your kids because they're home from school, give yourself permission to give them a day off. You are the boss now. Give yourself permission to say, okay, this afternoon we're going to have popcorn and a movie and we're not doing schoolwork. Or let's go outside and go for a walk and take a break from this. Give yourself permission, and give the others that you're with, the others that you're homebound with or spending all this time with, give them permission to do what they need. And if that means separating to different parts of the house, if that means one of you goes for a drive and the other one stays home, or vice versa, whatever that means, give yourself and your other loved ones permission to do what they need to do to feel good. And not feel guilty about it. I think many times we feel guilty when we do things for ourselves and we take time for ourselves. And here the world situation has given us this time. And so how we use it is really our choice. Obviously, if you're working from home, you have to accomplish what your work is requiring of you, but also give yourself permission. Give yourself some time for you during this time. So that's what I want to talk about, giving yourself permission today. I want to remind you, I'm giving away my book, so if in the comment line you put, I'd love your book, you're in the drawing for this week, and it will be mailed out to the winner as soon as possible. I draw, the cutoff is tonight, it goes through today, but I always allow people who watch this video later, they don't catch it live, but they watch it later, and if they comment, I love your book. They're in the drawing too. So Sunday I will let you know who the winner was for this week. And we'll start a new drawing for next week. So remember, give yourself permission today. And that's what this talk was about. I thank you for joining me. I know it takes a bit of your time to step in today. This one was a little bit shorter than normal. Mostly because I want you to think about what this means. I can't tell you how you're going to give yourself permission or what you're going to give yourself permission to do. So I really wanted to just put it in your mind so that you think about it, put it in your heart and ponder it and come up with what it means for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Pennie Hunt and this has been Pennie Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.